we begin.
Carlos!
Let me just make sure we're actually on episode 13 before I say... Yes. Welcome. Oh my god, it's playing. Stop that. No
welcome
autoplay.
Welcome back to Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13 of Hardcore Casual.
Friday the 13th.
All smooth jazz all the time.
101.
Yeah. Or not. Please not.
Great hits.
I just felt the radio DJ voice happening, and it needed to come to fruition.
Jen's role-playing. She's just role-playing tonight.
Derpy Puddings.
I'll be your host, Derpy Puddings.
You guys by chance ever
Daniel
decide to
stoves cabbages.
Oh my goodness. I'm really not sure what's going on over there, but that's Ben being ridiculous.
He's working on his auto-tune. His
DJ
vocoder.
Josh.
We used to do that when we got bored at the coffee shop. But anyway, sorry. It's a whole other story.
I'm sure it is. All
Yeah.
right. So
We're working on Aaron Neville.
I'm actually getting pretty good at that, I'm not going to lie.
wow.
Getting pretty good at penis.
No comment.
You've been practicing, haven't you?
Hey-o.
Don't get penisy.
Oh my. Well, now that we're derailed before we even started, this is episode...
Vagina.
Well,
I just had to
come
bounce
back.
it out. I had to bounce it out,
Okay.
sorry.
This is...
Make sure all the demographics were taken care of.
Thank you for being equal opportunity.
You got it. That's how we do it here at Hardcore Casuals.
Yes. This is episode 13. And we have a lot of now playing. So maybe we should just go ahead and get that started. I don't know who to start with.
You should.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think I should go
Absolutely.
first?
Yeah.
I feel like it's your turn.
Because the last couple of times you've gone like, no, I have to go last. So now, you're first.
Oh,
Touche. That's right, Josh.
oh, tragedy. All right.
Think about it this way. That way we can't just like make you your now playing draw out for an hour.
I feel like that's not accurate.
Thanks, man.
I feel like that statement is a big old pack of lies. Okay, so I have been playing a lot of things again. I've still been playing Mario Odyssey. I haven't really touched Stardew, so I'm sorry. My farm is decaying without me. Continuing to play Witcher 3. Continuing to play Crypt of the Necrodancer nonstop because it's like cocaine in video game form.
Is that
It really is.
Is that like Farmville?
It's more like Minecraft.
Oh, is it that good? Dan, you're playing it too?
Yeah, it's like the greatest $3 I spent on a flash sale. It's no, not flash sale, but the Halloween sale that they were doing.
Yeah.
It's like crack. You say just one more run, and it's 3 hours later, and like, holy crap, it's like 2 a.m.
Yep.
What am I doing?
What am I doing with my life? And then you don't really feel bad about it either.
No, especially not if you get through a whole zone and therefore go on to a new song, like new songs and new levels and all that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm really enjoying Zone 3. Because Zone 3 is like icy hot. It's like
Yes.
half ice
Well,
and
I
half...
think
So you gotta listen to Shaq the whole time, or?
What?
Have you explained the game before?
In here, I don't think we have.
Yeah,
But
I think it might benefit people to know, because I honestly don't even know, really.
Didn't I talk about it? I thought I talked about it. Well, it's okay. We can do it again. That's fine.
I would appreciate that.
All right. I can only describe it as a rhythm dungeon crawler...
Roguelike.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the one I was forgetting.
No, but I was adding it to Dungeon Crawler. I think they're all three good terms for it. And the whole thing is set to music, so not only are enemies moving at you on the beat, but you have to move to the beat, and as you progress, the songs get faster, so you have to think on your feet. That's a pun right there for you, Josh. And try not to panic as you got like hundreds of things coming at you at times when you step into the wrong room, and try not to get killed.
So it's So you can't be stationary. You have to constantly be moving.
Yes.
No. Well, no, you can't be stationary. So yes.
Yeah. If you don't move to the beat, you lose there's like a coin multiplier.
Oh.
And the more coins you get, the better stuff you can buy at the shop. But even what he sells is random, so you always want to try to have your multiplier up to make sure you have enough money to keep upgrading and be able to go further in the dungeon.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
my first priority is always to try to find a weapon that has long reach.
yes, I agree.
I prefer the long reach weapons as opposed to like the wide ones.
Wait till you get the it's like either a crossbow or a bow and arrow or a rifle.
No jokes. Stay away from the jokes.
Oh my god.
Grow up, Josh.
No,
I
don't wanna.
It's really funny because I can feel the struggle within you. I can sense it.
Oh.
He is struggling so very hard right now not to make comments.
Continue. I'm sorry.
What
Go
was I
ahead.
even talking about now? Weapons? I was talking about weapons.
Does your character have a name, or is it just
Character. I think her name is Cadence.
Yes, that's her
That's
name.
a cool name.
There's
I like
a
that.
bunch of different ones that you
Yeah,
unlock
you
as you go along.
as you
She
go
a pony?
through you unlock different people.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a character customization thing where you make your own person. There's a
Nope.
story to it. Cool.
Yeah, there is a story to it. It's got like a cutscene between every zone that kind of explains it, but it's very vague. Like if you think about, I don't know if any of you, I think I've asked this before, if you played Binding of Isaac, there's like a cutscene in between every section that doesn't really, it kind of tells you there's a story, but at the same time you're like, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, you're taking a bathroom break during that and don't really care.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Because you're going to go, oh my god, I got through the zone. That's all you're thinking throughout the whole cutscene.
yeah.
I got through the zone. I have to urinate.
Yes.
Let's just
If
say the
not,
story.
I'll have a perforated bladder.
The story is not the point.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a game I want to check out now.
Yeah, and it's
the
usually
sale's over, right? I'm assuming.
yeah, but it's
I've
not
seen
very.
it before. Yeah, like whenever it is on sale, it goes for like $1 or $2. So if you see like wishlisted and if you see it go on sale, grab it.
Yeah, definitely,
You got it,
definitely
man.
worth it. I am really sorry and sad that I didn't play it a long time ago. And I have
Are you guys
managed
playing it on the Vita or on the PlayStation?
both. It does cross save.
Yep, and I think it works with the PS3 too, except I haven't tried on that yet.
Oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't turned that on in years.
So I think it's it just uses a Blu-ray player pretty much. But my kid watched me play it once on the Vita, and I figured he might have fun dancing along to it.
yeah.
Oh, so the music's good. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
It's
the music's
amazing.
good, and there's a ton of remixes to it too, and you can have it randomized whether it plays the original or remixes.
I love
Oh,
it.
cool.
So like you kind of like it changes it up, so you're not always listening to the same songs when you fail 100,000 times and keep doing the same levels over and over.
Oh,
And the
wow. That
best-
sounds like a really well-made game then.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
it's very cool.
It's a gem.
Yes.
What is it normal price or like the regular retail? $9.99?
I want to say something around that. It must be.
Yeah,
Very
I'm not
cool.
really sure. I don't think I bought it at full price either. But the best thing about Zone 3 is that between the ice and the fire, like the fire is more, at least the remixes that I've got, the fire is more like grungy heavy metal sounding, and the ice is more like electronic music sounding. So it's really cool. You like switch between the two sides and you can hear the
Yeah, it's
music
like you
change.
crossfade between both. Yeah.
Oh, love it. I love it.
Crossfade.
I love it.
It's like you know those audio terminology sounds, man.
Shut up, Ben.
Open.
Dan knows the audio jargon.
All right. I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite, but I'm going to let Josh talk about that.
Yay!
Do it, Josh. Oh, wait, not yet. Never mind. Sorry.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Not done. A little bit of GTA 5, which I think he's going to talk about that too.
Sure.
Also do that momentarily, Josh.
Yeah, also momentarily. I'm just giving them teasers and therefore also not going on for hours about the same things. I have Suddenly, I'm ignoring all. Gosh, I spend so much time ignoring you guys. It's a wonder that we ever actually talk.
What? Sorry, I was ignoring you.
I've got the perfect segue for this. Oh, sorry. There it is. It's coming back.
I found in myself the desire and enthusiasm to play Warframe, so I've actually been excited about that. And
it's so fucking good. The more you play it, I can't get over it. Like, I'm pissed off myself that I haven't been playing it for years at this point.
Wow, man, that's high praise.
No, and it's genuine. It's not just like it hits all the right marks, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but if you have tried it out, you dismissed it too quickly, you need to play it again. You need to play it for a long time, because then when the second that it clicks with you, that's when it gets insanely fun.
Yeah,
and I think Jen is hitting that point.
Yeah, I'm finally getting there, and I found out that there is eventually actual story that happens.
Lady
Which
Boner
surprised me too.
Yes.
Wait, so what? I'm so confused. So, like, I haven't played it enough then?
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Just to put it briefly, it took me 50 hours of gameplay to get to the story to happen, and then you're just floored by it. No spoilers, because I don't want to ruin it at all. It's worth the time that you put in to get to it.
And that's once I heard that there was, intriguing story, I said, well, okay.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, I am dying of curiosity.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
yes, I'm working my way there through the little quests that I have. So I have
a question for you guys. How do you beat the game?
There is no beat the game. What are you talking about?
I wasn't trying to be a smart ass or anything. I was just like legitimately like, what's the end game? Like, what are you trying to do? Like,
the end game is kind of like Diablo, like where you're seeking to make yourself a godlike character. Like, you're just optimizing as much as you can and pushing further and further to do harder difficulties. There's the equivalent. There's raids in there. There's if you want to draw parallels with Destiny, there's the equivalent of Nightfalls. Extra challenge stuff that you're trying to get through for even better rewards.
I'm going to call it Diablo with more options.
Yes, that too.
Because I can have my laser beams.
I'm just curious about the story part that you're talking about. Like, that's the new thing for me. That's like, whoa, okay, there's story now. So is there like an end game story kind of thing?
There's quests that are like kind of interspersed as you go through what they call the star map, which is like, I guess if you want to call it the campaign, because there's somewhat, there's a flow to it as you're going through the galaxy. But like I haven't gotten to the end of it, so I can't say for sure. But I know that there's narratives that starts to get weaved in as you're doing that. And once you've cleared out the whole star map, you're able to access everything. Then there's a whole other level of things to do. There's the huge patch that's coming not next week, but this Tuesday, tomorrow. The Plains of Eidolon, where there's an open world area which has its own economy, its own kind of bounty system, its own fishing and mining and crafting part.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there's a lot to do, and as you're working on one frame, if you max that one out to to a point where you can pretty much take anything on, then you've got 34 other frames that you can work on too the same way.
Fair enough.
So there's no lack of things to do.
Excellent. And Josh, you're playing it too now, right?
I started. I got past the first couple of initial missions out of the gate, but not enough to write home about. I don't have the 50 hours worth of crazy time that these guys are talking about. But we'll get there. It's one of those things. Like I'm playing everything else under the sun as well.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to that point.
And keep in mind, I've tried this game twice and not stuck to it. It's this third time. Third time's the charm. Where now I'm. So, yeah, Jen.
Okay. What else is on this list? Oh, the one that would come as a surprise to anybody who's known me for any length of time. I have now purchased For Honor.
And not only For Honor, but
the gold edition with the season pass. And not only do I own it, but I'm actually like super enthused about it.
Yay!
She got that Goldilocks edition.
OMG. Well, it was the same. So I was looking at because they had the big sale over the weekend, like they did the free weekend and they had it all discounted and all that fancy stuff. And I was looking, if you buy the season pass, I think it's $40. But if the gold edition was on sale for $40,
mm-hmm.
and it comes with the season pass and all of the little like cosmetic goodies along with it, so I was like, I could spend the $24 and get the base game, and then later on be like, I want a Shinobi too.
Exactly, and they take a crap ton of time to farm if you don't have the season's pass.
Yeah, or I could just get the gold edition and be special and fancy. And play as a shinobi.
See, you say that now, and now I'm like wishing I still had my Sega Genesis so I could play Shinobi.
I'm pretty sure that's different.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure.
Pretty sure that's not the same thing. But yes,
the feeling is there.
I'm not. I'm sorry, not really. I'm not good at For Honor by any means, although I will say that I fired up a Shinobi and made it look good out of the gate.
I'm a witness, yes.
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm actually doing, but he is fast and I like him. But
you can change the gender, right?
Yes.
On some of them, not all of them.
Some of them you cannot. Like that, I played the Highlander, and he's a dude. There is
I know, yeah. The Warlord is locked dude as well, but I think the Shinobi you can be a female as well.
Yeah, the Shinobi, the Peacekeeper, I mean, most of them you can, but there's a few that you cannot. I think the Lawbringer is a guy.
The Gladiators, surprisingly, you can be a female gladiator, which I think is awesome. But then they just cover you up in all like rags and cloth. It's kind of lame.
And your dinner plate on your arm.
I was going to say, that's the one with the tiny shield, which is just absolutely adorable.
It is pretty amazing. It's historically accurate, though, but it is very amusing.
Yeah, I just... What even does that do?
Especially when Benny used to play the Conqueror, which is, all shield bro.
I'm proud to see you play that one.
Watch me with my microscopic shield by comparison.
Shield.
Oh man!
But
I do like my shield characters.
Like I picked up the gold edition too. I traded in my physical edition of the base game to get it on sale because it worked out cheap. Yeah, it worked out cheaper to buy it gold than to buy the season's pass for me.
Yep.
So I just traded it in, and it was a win-win.
The gold game was cheaper than the standalone season pass?
That's correct.
That's weird.
Is that crazy? Yeah.
So trade in that game and a couple of other things I'd lying around with the titles of which I won't bring up because of Jen.
Oh, my heart hurts, you guys.
But yeah, so like I ended up rebuying the game for peanuts, and I've got all the characters unlocked, and the new ones are coming out tomorrow on top of it.
You bought the game for what?
For peanuts, not penis. Ben.
Oh, gotcha. Just clarifying. We're a family-friendly show. We don't want to, any mishaps here.
Yeah.
There's no mention of Pinesia here. But yeah, I'm interested in the two characters that are coming with season 4. So, knowing that I would have needed to farm 30,000 steel to be able to just try them out was like, I'll go get the gold edition.
I take credit for forcing him to do this. Not really forcing.
I take partial credit for playing it with you and getting you into it, which made you buy it.
Yeah, finally. The last time there was a free weekend, you guys were like, why don't you play everything else instead?
For the record, on Friday, hey guys, let's play For Honor. No, let's play GTA.
Well, that's...
Oh, our listeners know exactly what you're talking about.
One of them does.
Exactly. One of them's a participant.
Shout out to Buddy.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, we all have it, and I'm happy to play it again now that I have a reason to pick it up again because, Ben and I played it a lot when it first came out, and then we kind of drifted away from it, and we just had no one else to join in, but now we do.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it had its fair share of problems, and we're just waiting for that moment when it kind of has, like you were saying, what is it, Rainbow Six revival?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
I'm hoping it has that kind of the resurgence like Rainbow Six Siege did, where it was flop at first and then ended up becoming huge. So I'm hoping that happens with For Honor because the core gameplay is amazing.
It really is. I mean,
It is
all
solid.
the classes are so well thought out, and like the mechanics are so like clean, and it's like it's Destiny's gunplay but with melee.
Yeah, you're not wrong saying that. Yeah, even if you suck
Quality,
at it, we all sucked at it at first because the way the controls work is so new for anything really in terms of fighting game that it makes you want to get better at it because you can see just how deep it is.
Yeah,
like you start learning the combos of your characters, then you realize you can start building in feints and all this other stuff, and then there's a lot of depth there.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and you can't just rush in like an idiot, which is probably why I'm not as good at it. Like
you'll learn to hold back or to pick a character that favors that, or at least in certain moments.
Right.
It's all about finding that opening.
Which
the Shinobi's a piece of shit for that because he goes in and it's like boom, 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 boom.
I know.
And I'm like half health, and he's all the way back there because he backflipped like an asshole.
It is amazing. I was like, this is home. I'm home. I have found it.
I'll have to try it out. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Berserker and Orochi.
Any of you guys play Tekken back in the day?
Yes.
Is Shinobi the Eddie Gordo of For Honor?
Yeah, probably. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just verifying.
Understand the reference. I know Tekken, but I don't know it that well.
A fucking roly motherfucker.
Yeah, they had a guy in there, this capoeira guy that basically all he did was roll around on his hands and do cartwheels, and he was next to impossible to block for certain. So anybody who was like a cheap player who didn't know what they were going to do and were just button mashing, that was their character to pick because they would just mash.
Yeah, Shinobi has that smoke bomb. They can do a double dodge. They can flip over you. They can backflip. They can pull you in with their little scythe thingies. It's intense. But I mean, if you manage to parry one and get a hit on them, that's it.
Yeah, they're squishy. And the stamina drops really quickly too, I've noticed. So he's fast, or she.
But at a cost.
But
what were we talking about again?
He's got low stamina and he's pretty damn fast.
Okay.
I'll have to try that one out. Berserker and Orochi were my two favorites when I was playing before. So.
I did enjoy. I tried out the Highlander because there was a thing to complete matches with 4 different characters today. So I was like, well, what the heck? We'll just fire something up that makes no sense at all. And I grabbed the Highlander and I was like, whoa. Dude is slow, but if you can get that unblockable thing going on, he just gets all flamey and he beats the ever-loving shit.
Yeah, when he does like that downward swing with the claymore, it looks like he could cut through a bus or something.
Oh my god. I was like, this guy! And then, the emote, one of his emotes that comes default equipped, he like stabs the sword into the ground and kneels down and then it falls over and clunks him on the head.
Really?
It is hilarious.
Yes. So Josh, is this a game that you may consider trying in the future?
I don't know. It's one of those. I played the beta, and
did you play it by yourself or with people, like with friends?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little of both, and it was just.
You like the fighting style games, right?
I do. There were some parts of it though that just kind of seemed. I don't know. It just seemed a little clunky to me. Some of the controls, and pardon me. I know it'll be some of the. There will be people that defend it because it's a different type of, fighting method that's kind of not very much out there right now in regards to your block and parry and your attack and how you can pick the different zones and things like that. It just seemed like in instances where I went to go attack, like the thumbsticks were kind of, they're sometimes tough to keep in the areas whenever you were attacking people.
I feel you.
It's like I got a clear shot to attack somebody from the side or from the, under, and all of a sudden it thinks I'm going on a diagonal, and it's like, nope. things like that. So it was a bunch of small little things, but I just really didn't get into it as much as I thought I would. I was kind of
Dan, I'm
hyped up
glad
for
Dan mentioned it the other night, but they added the control fine tuning option.
Yes,
which,
yes.
Customize like the range and the window of where it detects your thumbsticks. Like, it's absurd, but amazing because it makes a huge difference, especially with my
I shrunk the dead zone down, and that was huge for me.
Yeah, my full block stance had this tiny ass little window where like I had to be like perfectly at a 90-degree angle and go straight down to go into full block. And I remember so many times playing against everybody's like, why am I not going into this? I'm pressing down. But it was because I had like a small little window. So I made this thing like super huge. And now, I mean, it's totally different. It makes a huge, yeah. If that was a problem for you that didn't let you enjoy the game, it might be a good idea to kind of,
Maybe they'll have a free weekend again at some point.
We'll see.
Well, anyway.
Pardon me.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Hello?
Trailing microphone.
What's that?
It sounded like someone dropped their mic.
Oh, gosh.
Got it. It was lost in my beard.
Let's bring this back, guys.
Yep. Perfect time to transition to...
We're still on Jen's now playing, just so you know.
Actually, I think that we're... was that the end of Jen's?
Yes, that was the end.
That was the transition over to...
We love
We'll have
you,
to
Jen.
make Ben go first every time now because of that, out of spite.
Just kidding. Oh, wait, what? I was just pointing out a fact, guys. I wasn't making any kind of...
I think if anyone, you've been slowing her down.
On that note,
Ben, go
you
next.
should go ahead.
Who?
You.
Ben, go. Oh, sure. He spends all this time talking and trolling and won't let me get through my games and pointing out how long it's been. But when it's his turn, clams up.
Oh, me. Sorry, guys. I didn't hear you. I think it must be my connection or something. Let's see. It's been an interesting week. I guess interesting week and a half since we had that last show. But I've been playing pretty much exclusively Witcher 3. And
Have you
enjoying
showered in the past 2 weeks?
I have. And I put did a little remote play with my fake Vita. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I could. It was that good. That game is so amazing that I really just wanted to keep playing it all the time.
We thought you were getting into the hundreds of hours there for a few. Every time you were on, it was...
So where the hell's Ben been? We haven't heard from him in 3 days.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't always just playing that either, but I was pretty much always playing that. But
Ben just stumbled out
good,
of the
guys.
game room.
It's a great game. It's like, I don't know. It may have crawled up there in my top 5.
I told / warned you that it's that good.
Yeah. Although I will say I was very, very slightly disappointed with the ending, just because you go through all this, like, I mean, it's an amazing emotional like journey too, because you start to getting to know these people and feeling them, and like not like physically feeling them, but like feeling for them and everything. But it would have been nice to have like maybe a little bit longer cutscene at the end rather than like 5 minutes of you're done, this happened, blah blah blah.
Well, it depends on what you did and didn't do. The ending isn't always the same.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was researching.
Mind blown. Not to go into details because Jen's playing it too, and but yeah, like it's choose your own adventure in every way. That all the things you do can affect the ending.
The Witcher Undertale edition.
When I finished, I went online and I was like, kind of searching around for if anyone else was disappointed, and I saw that people were getting different things, but yeah, I'll have to. I don't know if I'll replay it. I really want to get through the DLC at some point too. I think you said it's really good.
Yeah, the DLC is amazing. Both of them are very, very good.
Yeah, so that'll be on my to-do list for this week. But I mean,
do them in order though.
Oh, what comes first?
Not Blood and Wine. Blood and Wine is the last one.
Oh, okay. So the Heart of Stone or whatever.
That's the one, yeah.
All right. Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much all I've done. All I've done for a week and a half, and I played a little For Honor last night, maybe, and that was fun as hell. So yeah. I'm glad to be playing that with you guys again, and it's a game that, like Dan was saying, we enjoyed the hell out of for a couple weeks when it came out. We played the beta. I was in the alpha. I loved it. Like
a couple of weeks, try a couple of months. We played that a lot.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I guess so. It's unfortunate I never could go back to Costco and get that gold edition for you, but I'm glad you have it now, man.
Yeah, it ultimately worked out.
Yep. But that's it for me. What about you, Dan?
Well, me, Warframe, needless to say, that's been taking up most of my time. Crypt the Necrodancer as well, which I will totally blame on Jen, but thank her for it at the same time.
I'll take that credit.
I also played the trial for the new South Park game, which gave, I think, an hour of gameplay, and it was good. It's a lot like the Stick of Truth, but the actual combat is different. It's more like a tactical RPG, a lot like Banner Saga, like where you've got like a grid that you're moving on.
Really?
Stuff like that. Yeah, so it's not as complex as that is, at least not in the first hour of the game, but it's got that kind of chessboard positioning kind of thing to it. And the attacks are cover certain areas or knock back people and stuff like that. So it's definitely not just the same as Stick of Truth was. And it's funny, just like anyone would expect from South Park. So I'll definitely check that out.
Did you get to that point where you got to listen to the story about why your character turned into a superhero?
Yes.
I want to play this game.
Did you play Stick of Truth, Josh?
No, I didn't play Stick of Truth. I had some friends of mine that played it, but I didn't have the fundage at that time to get it. And I was spending all my time playing other games. So
if you like Fractured Butthole, but you don't want to pick it up now, see if you can find Stick of Truth on sale some point and play through that one, because it's.
Well, I had a question about that because I saw a lot of people saying that they got Stick of Truth bundled into it.
Yeah, it comes free with it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you get the full game free for PS4. Mm-hmm.
I believe so. I think if you buy a copy for console or PC, that you get both games.
Oh shit! That might be something to look into.
Might be a good selling point, eh?
Yeah, eh?
I'm sure you could probably hit eBay for those codes for anyone who already has it. They probably got that code to give away anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I spent time on that. For Honor, obviously I tried over the free weekend to try to hook Jen and Buddy into it, and mission successful. And the one standout that no one else is playing right now, which is disappointing, is Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds DLC, which is freaking amazing.
I'm waiting for that see if I can get that for the old holidays, the upcoming holidays.
It's good. If you liked Horizon Zero Dawn, it's not more of the same. It's more of the great same. It made me remember why I liked the game that much, like how good it looked, how great it feels, how good the writing and the story and everything, the whole environment is about it. And I decided not to blitz through it because, as at least you guys know, but our listeners don't, I had surgery the day before Horizon Zero Dawn came out, so I was pretty much bedridden for a week and platinumed the game within a week. So I played a lot in a very short period of time, and I decided the DLC, I'll take my time with it and sip it like a fine wine and just enjoy the ride. And so far, I've played maybe an hour or two of it so far, so I'm still very early into it, but I'm looking forward to seeing more.
I want to play it, it's just I bought For Honor.
Yeah, I know you've got a million games you're playing anyway, so.
Poor Jana has an entire, I think, library of games she has to play now, or that she's bought and hasn't played yet.
I'm still wondering about that game because I went through and I got all the collections, I bought all the things, I talked to all the people. I don't have any question marks on the map. I've got I even get the platinum trophy, but it still says that my completion is 99.4%.
Huh. For what?
For Horizon Zero Dawn.
Huh.
Like, I went through all the stories. I did all the side quests. I found all the animals. I went back and even like did the old Google check to see if I missed something. And everything is there. And for some reason, my game percentage or my game completion percentage is 99.4%. I even went back and did all the little training missions whenever you get the weapons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the tutorials.
Yeah. Did
But
all those.
the game's platinum though. You have the platinum trophy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all you need, man.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what it came down to. But you know, the perfectionist in me is like, where is that 0.6%?
Oh, I feel you.
So, yeah. Maybe I'll find that 0.6% whenever I get the DLC.
Hiding.
Well, speaking of games that we need to play, remember that one game that you made us buy, Dan? What was it called? Something with hogs and stabbing?
Nidhogg.
Nidhogg, yeah. I didn't make you buy it, but I strongly recommended it.
You made us buy it, Dan. All of us bought it because you said it. You totally rhined us on that, all right?
You guys all loved it.
We only played it for one day. Actually, no, that's not true.
We played it for a good couple of days. I still think we need to go back to the idea that any type of random decisions that we can't figure out
Needs to be settled that way.
Yeah, we need to settle it with Nidhogg.
I agree. I'm hoping that they just fix the connection issues because that's, I think, what kind of scared us from it. Because it was great, but you were either disconnecting or all kinds of crap like that. So we haven't gone back to it. I think because of that.
And adding an online tournament mode for your friends would be.
Yeah. So I'll have to check back on it.
Oh, I remember now. Jen kept shooting us with arrows and killing us. That's
Hell
really
yes, I did.
Yes.
Ankle shots. God damn it.
And Jen destroying Dan.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, best moment ever.
I forgot about that.
I don't know. I'd love to get back into that just because I was fairly decent at it. I'm not sure Jen wants to play.
Oh, I will.
It sounds like we're following up on it next episode. There will have been some exchanges.
I think we should settle some arguments that way for next episode.
There you go.
So that covers my my not playing.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'll make mine nice and short and sweet. Since the last time we talked, actually not quite that short, but since the last time we talked, I got through the rest of The Last of Us.
Oh, you got through it, nice.
Yep. And
He hated it. He said He said it sucked.
No, it was great. Loved it. I got a good chuckle because I had another one of my fun gaming moments where Jen says, "I wonder if you can get past this thing where I was stuck at."
First shot.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because we've joked around about the Horizon Zero Dawn reference of I can't get past this hunting lodge.
I was just gonna say that because I was doing one of the hunting lodges today and I got through one of them my first shot, so I thought of you guys as I did that.
13 seconds, full suns. But she said that whenever she played it the first time around, she got stuck at the one spot with the sniper, and she didn't know if I was going to be able to get past it. And it wasn't the first try. I actually got killed the first time, but second time through I got it. So
I don't believe I said I didn't think you could get through it because my angle was you're going to get through it on the first try because I struggled. That was how I approached that, and I was right.
Well, there you go. So got through that. Actually, the best part of it, which I wish I could have gone back, and I'm sure I could find it online. The best part of it was afterwards they had the Left Behind, which is with following around the one girl and her friend, and or Ellie and I forget what her friend.
Oh, I haven't played that.
It's just a little. I mean, it's kind of like a little extension of the game. It's not really like heavily involved. But there's a spot in there where the one girl breaks off and you save her from somewhere and she's like, "Oh, I found this for you." And the best part about it was just a book of dad jokes that you could just push the button and listen to as many jokes as you wanted. So it made my day. I still use that now. You can push the envelope as hard as you want, but it's still stationary.
Cue the crickets.
Yep. There you go. See? That's how it happens. But man, it was just going, and it was funny because I think Jen could vouch for this. Like I was sitting there clicking the button, and I was like, I really hope this just continues going on because I'm just laughing my ass off at all these dad jokes that are going on in the background. So, that's part of it. So
Yes, I can vouch for that. I can also vouch for being subjected to said dad jokes.
Anytime I found a good number of them, I had to repeat them to Jen while she was also trying to play through the game.
Don't even try, Josh. You just repeated all of them. You didn't filter it.
Yeah. There were a few of them in there where I was kind of like, meh. But I would say I probably reiterated about a good 75% of them to Jen. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who was very impressed. Needless to say.
Oh, you know why Adele crossed the road, Josh?
What's that?
You know why Adele crossed the road?
Why Adele crossed the road?
Yes.
No, I don't.
To say hello from the other side.
Okay. That would be a lot better if I had any reference of Adele music.
Damn it!
Hello.
Other than my sound effect. Yeah. Other than my sound effect of "Hello, it's me, Mario."
It's me, Mario.
But outside of that, while my kid was sick, I started playing Warframe. Didn't get too far into it, but it was fun. Apparently, I picked all the stealthy weapons, and then had fun stealth killing people. So apparently, all of my Horizon Zero Dawn / Metal Gear / name the game that deals with stealth that I've been playing. Practice has paid off for that.
Sensei approves.
There you go. Played a little bit of D2. The fire's kind of dying out on that. We're just waiting for more stuff. But we've already D2'd ourselves into the ground, so I'll leave that one where it's at.
What
I also
happened?
did.
Jeez. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we should stop playing. You're right.
You're good. It's okay. Lack of stuff to do, and I know it's early. And like what we talked about before, I really hope this is like the vanilla Destiny equivalent of what goes on. But if somebody needs help, I'll be there to help you out. But if that's not the case, I'll probably be playing something else for a while.
Mm-hmm. Same here. Yep.
We should go back to the Division. That's what we did last time.
About that, I have to clear the dust off of that.
It's
anyway,
still in my hard drive.
Yeah, same here.
So, been playing some GTA 5. Trying to get some money to get some of the new gear for that. Jen has a bunker, and I've got a couple other things available for my CEO lifestyle that's in there. But we'll see what comes out of it. We're working on trying to buy some big things, some armored vehicles, and see what else we can enjoy out of that. So that's coming through.
Yeah, the game's just so fun to play. Like, I mean, a couple hours to kill or whatever. It's hilarious.
I'll have to try that again because I had lost total interest. Like I played a lot, then dropped it hard and haven't looked back. But if you guys are interested in it again, I'll have to dust it off too.
I mean, it's mainly just the fun factor. Like, you remember when we spent almost 45 minutes in my apartment just doing things to Jen and like
yes. What was her name? I'm trying to remember her name now.
Fufu.
Fufu. There we go.
I mean, it's just.
Speaking of Fufu, this was great. So the other night we did that. We just jumped in and randomly messed up somebody's delivery of things.
Yes, we did.
And invited them to the yacht.
Which Ben feels bad about, but I don't. But then they decided, since they were heavily invested in playing the game a lot more than we were, and had a lot more money and a lot more things, they just decided to start wiping the floor with us. So Ben jumped out and went to his yacht and then invited us to his yacht. And then they tried to come after the yacht, but he had the defenses turned on, so they kept trying to come over near us and they kept getting destroyed. So it was awesome.
In the captain's narration. That was the best part.
Uh-huh. We want to reassure you that you cannot be harmed. What?
Meanwhile, you hear these massive explosions going on in the background.
Fabulous.
It was good times.
Yeah, it really is just for the good times. It's a great, fun game.
So, got that. Been playing a little bit more. I finally broke down because there was a sale and got my PSN updated, so all my complaints the whole having no ability and license issues, etc. with my PlayStation Network, I just bit the bullet and refreshed a month early, or about half a month early, I guess. So I can play Broforce again. So I've
forgot about that game.
I forced Buddy and Jen to hop in, and actually, Dan, you played a little bit with us, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Here you go. We
Indeed, I did.
Play a little, side-scrolling Broforce action, which I'm so glad that I picked that game up when it was free.
I know. I always thought it looked fun, but I never realized that you could actually play it by yourself, so I'm really kind of sad that I never did. But it seems like it's more fun in a group anyway, because shenanigans!
Mm-hmm.
I have a tendency to blow up the ground underneath people.
Yes, you do. Or to jump down and blow up the ground underneath everybody that has an exploding box under it, so. And then Jen's like, why am I all alone?
Why am I all alone again? Guys, why do you keep dying?
Friendly fire.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, you can't friendly fire on the game, but if one of your friendlies shoots the exploding barrel next to you, that explodes. That works.
Jen found a way.
Yes.
She makes them all need some milk.
Yep.
Little brother.
Well, man. I'm actually curious about your escapades with Fortnite, because you guys are playing that too, right? All together.
Yes, that was the next run of the mill.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was just opening that door to start rolling in. Yeah, it's a good segue. Fortnite, I downloaded it on a whim because it was free, and I'm okay with free. Favorite price.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But we talked previously in one of the other episodes about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it is literally just a cartoony version of that game. It is you fall instead of jumping out of a plane, you jump out of a bus that's tied to a hot air balloon.
I call it the party bus.
It's the party bus. And then there's just one map. It's never a different map, but you drop in and you have to run around and break through houses and pick up weapons and find chests and things like that. One of the only differences is that it starts you off with a pickaxe, and you can break apart houses and cars and all sorts of stuff like that to get wood and bricks and steel. And as you go further on through the game, you can build structures. So as the game gets a little hairier and things go a little crazy, you can build a small building around you to try to defend yourself real quick while the game area is shrinking. So.
Oh, so there is a circle element too.
Yep.
Yeah, it starts off, and I think for the first 3 minutes you can roam around and gather stuff, or like 2.5 minutes or something. And as soon as that is, it's a storm. But yep, just a big circle, and then you each have to continually work your way into the center, and it's always 100 people. But you can do it solo, or in duo, or in a squad of up to 4. So a couple different options in there. It's not always just 1 versus 99.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So
that's pretty much PUBG. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, some of the weapons in there are pretty fun too. For Halloween, they had a rocket launcher, had a pumpkin on the front of it. Whenever you shot it, it had like this purple gas cloud behind it, and it was laughing at the people you were shooting at. So it was fun. But yeah, good times. Very interesting kind of dynamic. Some of the guns are a little crazy, like I said, shotguns versus the assault rifles, and running around picking up ammo and building structures. No vehicles, you can't drive any of the cars that are out there, anything like that. So that's a little bit of a downer to it. You have to run everywhere, but it is what it is. Definitely a fun game.
Is the map the same size, or is it's probably smaller than PUBG, right?
It's definitely smaller than PUBG. It's still a pretty decent sized map, because they still have 100 people floating around on it. But yeah, it's literally, like I said, poor man's cartoony PUBG. And
nice.
We picked it up one night and started playing it, and Had some people that had played it before that dropped in, and it was poor Magma. If you're out there listening, we salute you. He hopped in and said he would play like a match or two to help us out. And about 3 hours later, he had finally had enough.
Oh my gosh, poor Magma. That was so funny.
Complained the whole way, but never left.
He stuck it out. So I think the best part about Fortnite is that when you end up being the last person on your squad who's alive and everybody is spectating and backseat driving what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were talking about before.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Go around that corner to the left.
You guys said right. Go to the right. And then I went to the right and you were like, no, it's to the left.
Well, you started running left, and we needed you to make a right to go down this spot in between two houses and then make the left. So we were like, no, right. Then left. And you went like two rights and walked right into somebody who had a shotgun.
You guys are bad at giving instructions. You're bad at giving
I
instructions.
think you're bad at taking instructions.
Nope, I think you're bad at giving them.
No. See, if you would have listened to us, you'd have stayed alive.
Shots fired!
At some point, I found it was a different match that I also ended up being the only one left alive. For somebody who's bad at taking instructions, I sure did end up being the last one on the team alive. Quite a bit.
Oh,
Friendly fire.
Friendly fire? I don't think so. I found a metal yard, like with all these metal containers, and I just kind of hid in this metal yard, and there was nobody else there, so I stayed alive up until the point when the cloud got small enough to pull everybody into my area. So I did pretty good that time.
I think Buddy and I were playing one, and we dropped into the toilet factory.
The Flush Factory, yes.
The Flush Factory. And we killed one or two people there, and they dropped some pretty decent weapons. And then like a bunch of people kept coming after us, and the circle kept shrinking, like bringing people to us. So we got down to, I think, somewhere in the 20 range with that one, like 20 or 18 or something like that range with that one. But that was a fun one because, hilarity. If you can ever hang out in the Flush Factory, which is a giant toilet factory. Good times. Or you can just land on the giant tomato. We'll be all right.
Tomato Town.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? Did you enjoy the game? You sound super enthused.
I haven't tried it yet. I downloaded it, but haven't fired it up, so I'll have to.
We'll
the good thing about Fortnite, the good thing about Fortnite is it's free, so it's not like there's pressure to really.
Oh no, I'm not pretending that there is. It's just I haven't had a chance at all. I've been busy with everything else we've been doing. But it's there. It's on my hard drive. It's just need to fire it up when we're all online and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all that I have.
Q Thwomp. There we go.
Well, let's see. How are we feeling on time? I think we could probably cover a topic.
Well, Dana, do you want to go over the BlizzCon stuff that's out there?
Well, the two big things to take away is that they're for WoW they're announcing a new expansion and vanilla servers, which a lot of people are excited about. I'm not particularly personally. I think people kind of remember that with rose-colored glasses, but we'll see. I know there's and people have been asking for that for years, so people will definitely go for it. The new expansion definitely looks cool. It looks like it's bringing back the war between the Alliance and the Horde to the forefront, so I know a lot of people are going to be interested in that. And the other big piece of news is that StarCraft 2 is going free to play. Aside from that, I was hoping to hear more about Diablo, maybe Diablo 4 or something else going to Diablo 3, but it seems that there isn't. So not much else to say on that front. But potential, I have my eye on WoW. Like I know I have to go back to Legion at some point and go through the raids because I haven't. I've spent so much time in that game in the past that I kind of want to know what's happening with the story in it, even if I'm late to the party. But that's about it. I know you Ben were interested in getting back into it at some point.
Yeah, one of these days we'll all play together and lose ourselves in the world.
Yeah, once we're retired and our kids have moved out.
Well then.
Once we got all the time in the world again, just because, man, that game, yeah, it was pretty much took up all my free time before I had kids.
It's so good.
At that point, I did not have a lot of free time and or free money. So I did not play into the WoW. I had a lot of friends that did, but because I missed out on like 9 billion updates of all that, I'm pretty much just like, I'll let you guys play it.
Well, that's the thing. It's easy to get into because with every expansion, they do give you a character boost. So like it brings you right up to where your friends are in going into the new content. So it's not like you have to go through the whole grind, go through all the old content and do all that just to get up to the same playing field as your friends, like we did in Final Fantasy 14. Like we had hours upon hours upon hours of content that we had to get through to get up to the latest patch. Whereas in WoW, they'll toss you a freebie so you can just go into the new stuff. And then if you want to play through it on another character and go through all the backstory and do all the other old content, then you're welcome to do that several times over. So it's I can totally get that because it would scare me off from other games to catch up with friends. But when there's a new expansion, at least that freebie pays off.
See, that's where it's going to be like the perfectionist in me would be like, I got to go back and do everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll take you several months or years.
Yeah,
it's fun though. I mean, I remember I started up in, I think it was the Burning Crusade was my first.
Yeah, that's when I started.
And man, it was, I don't know, it was just so good. Like everything about it, the quests, it's just so freaking addictive.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd recommend it when we're all retired. I agree. After I play Final Fantasy VI.
You could probably talk me back into WoW someday, but I have said I'm not doing that right now. Like that is not.
Oh,
happening
neither
right
am
now.
I. I'm not interested now. It's at some point at a later date.
You know how many times we've said that, and then like the next day you guys buy games?
Yeah, but WoW is a
mean it this
commitment.
Yeah, WoW is a commitment, and it's a monthly subscription.
Yes.
And that's the big one for me right now. Like I can't do it. I can't do it, you guys. Not gonna do it.
What if we said we were playing Final Fantasy 14 next week?
Then I would do it. If you really were playing Final Fantasy 14, I'd be there.
What if I told you I'm going to be playing WoW next week?
Then I would be like, well, I have a lot to do.
I'm going to go eat some donuts. Take it easy.
Donuts. Is that it for WoW?
Yeah, well, this is all I've got.
All right. Well, I still think we could squeeze a topic if you guys want to. How do we feel about mid-generation console updates, aka the Xbox One X, XOX,
One X, X1, X, Scorpion X1, X.
Hold on, you mean Hug Geese? Okay.
Exactly.
Little Geese.
Yes.
XOXO. Oh god.
So who wants to start? Because I know. I
think Dan's got a great point to make.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of against the whole idea of the mid-gen updates, but then again, I have a PS4 Pro, so so it shows how much my opinion counts. I don't know what you guys think. It's
well, in your defense, I mean, and in the defense of anyone who's gotten a PS Pro, especially with Black Friday coming up and all that, it's more just we all really want to have a 4K TV, and if you're going to be getting one too, the PS4 Pro is the way to go.
Yeah,
to be able to enjoy that, to be able to actually exactly. 4K seems to be the new norm now, and for the next couple of years, the PS4 Pro is going to be the smarter investment. So it makes sense to upgrade for that technology upgrade, I guess. But as far as if the PS5 comes out and there's a PS5 Pro, then it better have I don't even know,
3D without a TV. You just plug it in and
Exactly.
It does holograms.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Isn't Microsoft working on something like that? With like AR, and they had a thing where they had their Halo or whatever. Do you guys remember that? No.
I don't know.
They were playing Minecraft like on their actual like coffee table and using their hands to manipulate the blocks and everything. It's pretty cool.
We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
not know.
I think for me the problem with the Xbox One X is the fact that Microsoft is in on the PC game too. So you're really starting to blur the line between what a PC can do versus what a console's traditional role is of, you buy the box and you're good for X number of years, you don't have to think about the whole technical end. And so it's not a problem per se. It's just, what are they trying to do in the future with that? Are they trying to, make games really a whole Windows ecosystem thing exclusively? And what's that going to do to the industry too?
And
But in
I don't
terms of,
know. From what I read here not too long ago, I thought they were going to end up have it be that, like, this was going to be their last system. There were talks about this being like their last, like Microsoft's last foray into the. Yeah, I have to go find the article.
I thought
I said it's like if it tanked or something.
Yeah.
If it like did poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a rumor, but even if I'm not going to buy one, I don't have an Xbox One. I have nothing against it. I just don't have one. But I think we need to succeed either way, because I think Sony is better because they've got Microsoft to compete against.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nintendo's got their own thing going, and that's been them since the beginning of Nintendo. Is think outside the box, and whether it fails or whether it succeeds, they stick to their principles, right? But Sony and Microsoft, it's a different thing. It's it's the exclusive games and trying to push against each other to see who can do better. But I think we need to succeed, even if we're primarily Sony players.
Yeah, I agree. The console wars, as it has been, has definitely pushed groups to be able to push games out better. I mean, everybody on the Xbox side of the world loves their Halo. On the PlayStation side of the world, I mean, there's a bunch of games that I like, which is actually where it came down to. I could have bought one or the other because I had the Xbox 360, and I could have just picked up an Xbox One and kept going with that side of the world. But I really looked at the content-specific games that were going to be out for both consoles, and I loved all the God of War series. Those games that were coming out. I looked at a couple other ones that were coming through that were mainly PlayStation driven, and that was where I said, I'm just going to have to get the PlayStation then.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I definitely agree that I think that if you take away that aspect and you make all the licensing folks, all the game writers, you take away that instance where you can try to hedge them against each other. I'm worried what that might drive.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, what I hope that they do though is that they like they did for Rocket League, they accidentally turned the switch on to let people crossplay from between consoles, and I hope that in the future that becomes easier. That there's not that exclusivity between people who both have the same game but can't play on different platforms, even if they're consoles. That would be a great thing. Let's say in Destiny, we could all play console PS4 together.
mm-hmm.
That'd be something to strive for. Like even PC to a certain extent with Destiny 2 anyway, you can plug in a controller and the game switches to the console mode like on the fly. I feel like that's the way to go. Maybe if they're trying to make everything, truly cross-platform, then see if game design can follow suit and make everything truly cross-platform. But
would be a good time. But while we're still in this mode of nothing is cross-platform, and very few things are cross-platform anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not a huge fan of the mid update, it may just because I'm a cheap bastard, but I still have my original PS4. I did not take the jump to the Pro. And I mean, to be honest with you, even if they came out with another one, unless my PS4 decided it was going to give up the Ghost right now, I probably wouldn't have to worry about running out and buying a Pro or buying another one. I'd probably wait until there's a PS5 or a
PS4 Pro Slim.
PS5X, X5, 5X5, or whatever in the hell they want to name it. So, that's just my 2 cents. So.
And I'm with you. Like I said, I'm a hypocrite though because I did pick up the Pro. But yeah, like I mean, like I've always thought of that camp being the PC game, you know, where people have the money to upgrade their rigs, get the best graphics, and keep pushing towards that. You know, there's pros and cons to what the Xbox camp is doing now, and the reviews are for the machine itself are good, other than the hard drive is too small because 4K content requires a crap ton of space. But you know, like if even if I'm not picking one up, I hope that it does well just for the competition's sake to, you know, push innovation.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
I don't have any profound thoughts about it. I don't.
But you have a Pro.
I do have a Pro. Honestly, I bought my Pro because I had heard that it was slightly faster on certain things like loading and whatnot, and maybe someday in my life I'll be able to afford a 4K TV. But even without that, it does, you know, the games do look significantly better, so I guess it's good. It's not something that you really need.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have a Pro, so.
Well, yeah, I think it's, you know, if you have a 4K TV and you don't have a PlayStation yet, then obviously you go for the Pro.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
But I think it's just the whole, you know, should we be incentivizing them to keep doing that? But I think you guys made some great points.
Well, for me, the Pro, I mean, it was like a 2-for-1 reason that I want to go for it. I want to upgrade the hard drive space on it, and this was before they had the USB drive support. So,
oh, that's right, sneaky bastards.
Yeah, so you had to pop the old one out. I know it's easy to do, but you know, I still need to buy another drive, and I happened to find someone who was interested in buying a PS4 used for like almost an absurd price at the time. So if you factor in the cost of a new hard drive, the Pro like cost me $100 difference to get, you know, the terabyte and everything else in there. So,
oh, there you go.
Like for me, it worked out. I wasn't in a rush to get it. It happened to coincide more or less with when Horizon came out, and me being, you know, stuck in bed for a week. So it was a funny coincidence and good timing, but otherwise, no. I wasn't rushing for it in any respect otherwise. But do I regret it? No.
Right. Do not regret. But at least the PS4 Pro is somewhat feasible price-wise. I'm looking at the Xbox One X, XX is like, what is this? What is it, like 500 or 600?
600.
600?
That's, I believe.
That is crazy. It's crazy.
Kids these days.
Yeah, like I don't have
well,
that
at least it comes with the Kinect now. That's a good thing.
Right.
Too bad it's dead now.
Yeah. It actually just comes with 2 of them that you can use as bookshelves, like a
bookends. Man, that's a shame. Did you guys ever have the PS Move for the PlayStation 3?
No, but I have a Kinect for my 360.
Man, I enjoyed the hell out of that stuff, but I mean, that just never took off. It's a shame.
Yeah, I have a Kinect, and I got, like, my daughter plays one of the Just Dance games, and my younger kids found this, like, $10 gem that was Happy Action Theater. And it's basically just like it takes a picture of, like, your living room or wherever you have it set up, and then randomly makes it like birds come out, or like it snows, or like the floor is hot lava, literally.
That's awesome.
That's literally all that it is. So we put the younger kids out and let them jump in front of it and have a good time. So
that reminds me, they did a thing with Sesame Street that we tried with my oldest when he was like 2. He was too young to quite get it yet, but now I should try it with him because like throws them into a Sesame Street episode.
There you
Oh
go.
wow!
So I'll have to hook up my 360 again and see how it is. 'Cause,
If you want something for them to do, man, it's see if you can find. I think they put out an updated version of it called Connect Party. But Happy Action Theater, it's out there. If you got little ones,
I'll take a look.
that'll definitely. It's cheap and they will be entertained.
Perfect.
Speaking of cheap, and I just spun by the story again. Man, oh man, Battlefront 2.
Oh no! What happened?
Just forehead in palm.
I think it's
Well,
hilarious.
I saw Jen's updates today. I legit don't know what the problem is. What happened? Like, what's the thing?
So,
Go ahead, Jen.
okay, EA, somebody did the math and calculated like how many hours of gameplay you would have to play to unlock the heroes in Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like 40 hours of gameplay just for one.
So rewind,
For
like
one?
they had this moment where they're like, hey, they're going to have this stuff and there's going to be these 6 new characters, 3 on the light side and 3 on the dark side, and these are going to be playable characters for you to use. And then you fast forward a little later and they're like, well, you're not going to get them as soon as the game comes out. You're going to have to buy them with real boy money, or you're going to have to actually like play through the game. And then they released the amounts of credits that you'd have to get, that you have to accumulate through the game to buy one of these characters. And yeah, like Jen was saying, it's basically the equivalent of playing the game for like 40 straight hours.
Yeah.
Would net you like possibly enough credits to buy one character. And you think about it, they have 3 new characters for either side, so that's,
Jeez.
do the math.
And not only that, but one of the things that they did at E3 when they announced it, saying that, there's no more paid DLC, it's all free, except with a big friggin', like disclaimer.
Asterisk.
They mentioned, like it's
silly DLC
shady.
and not free.
And not only that, but apparently it's you can totally pay to win to max out your stats. So you can pay big boy money and get an edge on everyone else, which is just shit.
Yeah,
So greedy.
I really think that's horrible in a game where you are exclusively competing against other people. Like,
Yeah.
So-
No, there's no balancing. It's completely unfair, and it's a problem in the industry that I hope the game tanks because of that. That people, even now that EA said okay, they because they responded, right, they're dropping the credits needed by like 75%.
Yeah, there was.
But it's absurd, that this was the plan up until literally it became the most downvoted Reddit comment ever.
which tells you
By
they
a mile.
had to know. The speed with which they made that decision makes me think somebody knew, like, we're going to put this out there and we're going to see if people bitch. And how much they bitch. We may or may not actually do this. And then they decided. maybe we
I
should
read the article
actually.
this afternoon, and they said that, like, I think, when did they make the announcement?
That they're lowering the price?
No, the original announcement.
Oh, I don't know.
Like last couple of days, I think. And it had already been like 340 some thousand downvotes. And they said that the next worst downvoted thing was like 24,000, and that was something that was released or something that was dropped in 2015.
I think the last
Wow.
count I saw was 250,000.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, I was watching a Boogie a YouTube video of him talking about it, and I wasn't paying attention, but I remember now that you say that the current count was at like 376,000 when I saw the video a few minutes ago.
Nice.
And he did say something interesting now that it makes sense. He said that it's unfortunate because the people who actually developed the game, they absolutely love Star Wars. They want to make something that's great for the community, and they want to make something that lasts and people enjoy. But it's the people who make the decisions at EA who are the greedy motherfuckers who pretty much ruin it because they build the structure to make in more money, and they have to kind of meet that bottom line.
Yeah,
and
it's
everything.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's exploiting people who like Star Wars enough to buy this game in the first place and then put them behind a paywall to get what they want.
Yeah.
Because people who are going to get this game are
that-
going to want to unlock everything. I mean, like Luke fucking Skywalker takes you 40 hours to get. I mean, like, come on. That's what people are after. Put some shitty character behind, a bigger wall, but the ones that everyone wants, I mean, Make it a level playing field on top of it too. Just there's so much wrong with this.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. The game is probably going to do really well anyway because it's Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie was saying that it's Battlefield 1, or whatever the new Battlefield, the recent Battlefield was, that made it look amazing, that the graphics were awesome and had this whole different feel. It's just a reskinned version of that, except Star Wars. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's enough for today, kids.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
On that positive note.
Gaming is doomed.
Before I go into another rant about how there's no story to Battlefront and it's just going to be Battlefront 1 with new DLC that you have to pay for again.
Yeah.
No,
For another
I
episode.
didn't like this one at all. I got it for like $10 and I played it twice. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Another time.
Oh, Battlefront. You're such a bad.
Oh, Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront. All right.
Mistress.
Well, on that note, we will talk at you again soon.
Deuces.
See ya.
Take it easy, guys. Venus.